Hi friends, it's Jennifer from Live, Laugh, Love to Read. So, I'm cracking up at myself because I just reached up to hit the record button and I forgot to switch it to record. It was on camera and it took my picture and I was like, oh! Anyway, so today we are going to do a book review on The Confession Club by Elizabeth Berg. So I read this on my Kindle, and I got it for free from the library. And this is book 3 in the Arthur Trulove series. First one was the story of Arthur Trulove, and the second one was Night of Miracles, which I enjoyed both of those, and I really enjoyed this one, so I'm giving it 4 stars. Really liked it. It was good. I'm going to say I didn't think it was as good as the other two. Only because it started out slow. The first chapter I was kind of lost. I was like, what? It was kind of confusing to me, but then I got into it and then I really liked it. So I'm going to tell you what it's about, and then I'll tell you what I thought. So it says, in this uplifting novel from the New York Times bestselling author of the story of Arthur Trulove, good friends discover that the things we fear revealing to others can be the very things that bring us close together. When a group of friends in Mason, Missouri decide to start a monthly supper club, they get more than they bargained for. The plan for congenial evenings, talking, laughing, and sharing recipes, homemade food, and wine, abruptly changes one night when one of the women reveals something startling, intimate. The supper club then becomes Confession Club, and the women gather weekly to share not only dinners, but embarrassing misdeeds, deep insecurities, and long-held regrets. So you have about, I want to say there's like 8 members that come, and the ages range from like, I want to say 30, 40, all the way up to 70-something years old. Yeah. So some of the things that they confess to each other are really mild. Like, one woman's like, oh, I stole a candy bar when I was a kid, you know. And then other things are more startling than that. Yeah. So, this story does cover Iris and Maddie, who were in the other books. Now, one thing I have to say. The other books had, what was her name? Oh, I can't think of her name. The older lady that was in the other books, I can't think of her name. But I kept mixing her up with Iris, Iris is in her 40s. But when I was reading the book, I was getting confused because it kind of sounded like the older lady that was in the other books, who was like in her 70s and passed away. By the way, if you haven't seen the other videos or read the books, this is a spoiler video because this is the 3rd book. There's your warning. So I kind of was getting confused. I was like, okay, she kind of sounds like that other lady, and I can't think of her name. But anyway, but then the author did reiterate that she was in her 40s a few times, which helped me. But still, Iris acts like an old lady to me. Just saying. So the club invites Iris Winters and Maddie Harris to join, and their timing couldn't be better. Iris is conflicted about her feelings for a charming but troubled man, and Maddie has come back home from New York to escape a problem too big to handle alone. The club offers exactly the kind of support they need to help them make some difficult decisions. It's charming, heartwarming, and inspiring. And as in the previous books that take place in Mason, readers will find friendship, community, and kindness on full display. So yeah, I would say that. Now, Iris, one thing that I found was pretty interesting. She goes to an abandoned farm that has like an abandoned house and stuff, and she stops there to cut down flowers for her table. And there's a man living there. Yeah. So you meet him, and Can't think of his name. I've read like 3 books since this book, so names are kind of not there. But he is a homeless man who has not been homeless forever, but he is at this time, and he's squatting there basically. And this farm has been abandoned for years, like 20 or more years. So he has decided, he's traveling, and he has decided he's going to live there for a while. And he takes t-shirts and stuffs them with hay, puts them on the bed frame, you know, and there is some dishes there. He uses the dishes. He buys some food, and he's actually living there. So anyway, she comes across him. And they become friends, and you know, and all this, and yeah. So there is the story of that in there, which I found kind of heartwarming and disturbing. Number one, she does give him a chance, because when she finds out he's homeless, she gives him a chance and everything. But then again, I found it kind of disturbing because she didn't know him. Here's this strange man, and he's living in this abandoned house on an abandoned farm, and yeah. So, yeah, that was a little bit disturbing. But it turned out good and all that, so it was all good. And then Maddie, who was the teenager that Arthur took in the first book. And then, so now she has, her little girl is like 8 or 9. And she's having some marital problems, so she moves back to Mason for a while. And then there's a little bit of a backstory of her daughter, who is very precocious, very outspoken, and the little girl becomes friends with the little boy that lives next door, who is a science geek, and he's a little bit older than her, but they hang out and they do science experiments and stuff. So I'm wondering and kind of hoping that there's another book coming, and it will be their story. Who knows? Anyway, I really enjoyed it. I'm giving it 4 stars. If you read the first 2 books, Arthur Truelove and Night of Miracles, then you definitely need to read The Confession Club, which is book number 3. I would recommend it, and I personally would read them like one after the other. Just if you're like me and your memory's not that great, yeah. That's how I would read it. So, without further ado, we have to show you the shirt I have on. So, it says, be inspiring. I hope you can see it. Yeah, my camera, I have a terrible camera. So, to me, it's kind of like distorted on there. But then when I watch the videos back, it's good. So, but anyway, I hope you can see that. So, it says, be inspiring, and I wear it to the gym. I just got back from the gym. So, it's just kind of, and it's like a peachy color, and kind of a dark peachy color, which is one of my colors. I've discovered, since I let my hair go gray, white, then it seems like the warmer colors are more my color. I don't know about warmer. More like light blue, light peach, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah. If you'd like to hear about my journey going to quit coloring my hair and going natural, then let me know, and I'll do a video about that. But that's all I have for today. And don't forget to like and subscribe and check back for more book videos coming up. Thanks, friends. I'll see you next time.